Alright, what's up YouTube? Doing another video, and this time I've got most of my ATVs. I've got a few other ones that do not run, but the good thing of this video is all of these actually run, which is kind of impressive. I'll start with the first one. That's a 07 Suzuki Eiger 4x4. It's a 400cc engine. And this thing is kind of a cream puff. It's all original. The only add-on I think has been the winch, but it's even the original tires. And when I got it, it was given to me by my father-in-law, John Norman. When he had passed away, this thing barely had any miles on it, and he left it to me. And I got it with 250 miles. Now it's got, what was it, 451? So, yeah, not really anything, I guess, to write home about. It's just a nice 4x4 quad. It's automatic. By today's standards, it's obviously down on power, but I've rarely had it in a situation that I couldn't get out of. And you'll notice that cover is missing on this side because I did just have to finally pull the carb out of there and clean it, because it was just so gummed up it wouldn't start. But still got the little toolbox, the little toolkit right there with the strap around it. Just decent 4x4, and then this is what it sounds like running. It's one of the few things that actually has an electric start around here. Pretty normal. So this thing just sits most of the time. I don't think I've ridden it in a couple of years, but we just got it out for a bonfire, so went through it, and yeah, there she is. Here's the ATC250R. Needs no introduction. I've had this in some other videos. The only new feature this year was a mouse decided to build a nest in the airbox. Didn't eat anything in there, luckily, so I just had to extract all of the gunk out of there and clean the airbox out. And then the carburetor, I didn't even try to start because I knew it was fussy last time. Which was a year ago when I wrote it. So I just pulled the carb off yesterday, and it's all spotless in there. And it runs good, except for it was a little hard to get up on the pipe. And I remember there was a K&N filter in there with a, what do they call it, like a liner around it. I think they call it like a pro something. I don't know what it is. It's one of those mesh kind of covers that goes around the filter to keep even more debris from getting in. And when I took that off, suddenly it ran better. So I think it finally just needs a new air filter in it. But this thing also starts relatively easy. It's pretty cool now, but I bet it will start without the choke. We'll see. It probably needs to warm up, but it's jetted pretty good, and I mean, it runs just really good. I'm super impressed with how well this thing lugs. Like when you're going up hills, you can just have it bogged down in, you know, second gear, and it'll just chug all the way up it. So that's it. I think the only thing I'm going to do with this is try to get some new tires, because the front one is having trouble holding air, and the rears, those are original. They're actually from '85. You notice that rim is a little darker gold than the front. And yeah, these were a lot nicer when I restored this thing over 10 years ago, so maybe now freshen it up. Somebody's repopping this similar tread pattern, so obviously I want to keep it looking original. And then you've got a couple 79s, and this one right here came from Shane in Morrisonville. This is the first 110 that I got. I think I did a top end on it once. I actually did a bunch of porting on the head thinking I knew what I was doing, and all I did was kind of take away some of the bottom end. It has been super finicky because there's garbage in the tank. I think the filter's pretty much clogged. The carb was leaking like everywhere. The petcock, this bung right here had broken and was dripping. You can see it's a little wet in there right now. But I will try to fire this. This usually doesn't do too bad, but it's going to be hard one-handed because I usually have to give it some throttle while I pull it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I didn't think it would idle. It really needs to warm up. Like, I noticed both of these need to get good and hot, and then they'll settle into an idle and they'll run pretty good. Yeah, so I mean, they run okay. I'm sure the top ends are worn and the valves are leaking a little bit. I think they both blow a little smoke, but they're reliable. I mean, these things are 1 year younger than me, and they're probably doing as good, if not better, than me. And so this one still has the kill switch, and I don't know, maybe we'll get lucky. Does a little bit better. Yeah, so like I said, rare video. I know it's really long, but I'm just kind of super proud that I've got 4 things that actually run. It's like I said, anybody that has more than a handful of these toys, you know that that becomes kind of the game, is keeping gas in them and keeping carbs cleaned and all of that. And then last but not least, the Polaris Ranger. Yes, it still runs. I think the girls ran it out of gas, but you know, what the hell, maybe we'll show that we got 5 things that run here, huh? Come on, baby. Look at that, huh? Tell you what, life is good, huh? So yeah, I've got 2 other 110s in the garage, and the engines are just done. There's just no compression to them, but eventually I planned on having 4 of those little 110s to boot around on. You know, I've got a little trail back there in the backyard, and it's actually pretty fun to boot around on in the dark. And there's, you know, headlights on them. So, all right, well, thanks for watching my 10-minute video. Peace.